What's up, guys? Life is life is so funny. Life is just this. It is this twisty roller coaster ride, and especially if you're on the path of awakening, it's twisty and windy. It's like you wake up one day and you think that something's going to go a certain way, or you're going to be somewhere, and things change. But you should never compromise yourself. You do not have to compromise who you are, no matter what. I've been in many situations throughout my life. Well, I'll say especially in recent years, where it was either stay at a job and compromise, or leave that job out of self-love and self-respect. There are times you have to tolerate certain things because of various reasons. You know, we're in a system where unless you're completely self-sustaining, that kind of life, you've got a passive income, then more than likely, or maybe you have a business, but if not, then you're probably at a 9 to 5. And you have to be around sometimes a lot of different energies, or you encounter people who clash with you. The light within you, your frequency, is going to trigger people. It's going to intimidate people. We will upset people from time to time. And when you're walking in your truth, and you're walking firm, and you're walking in your power, some people will get triggered by that. And you have to make a decision when it comes to someone disrespecting you, crossing boundaries. And there is a way to handle things. You know, I try to be as professional as I can be when it comes to situations at work, confrontations. But sometimes people are just going to come at you sideways. I mean, just completely sideways out of left field. And you have the power to make a decision in that moment. You know, you decide, well, I'm going to bite my tongue, I'm going to let it go. Or you decide, I'm going to say something. I'm going to confront this individual. Because you are walking in your truth and power. And there's no right or wrong. But you may be watching this right now, and maybe you are in a situation at work, you know, or whatever it looks like in your life, but maybe you're in a situation where there's friction with someone, a co-worker, family member, something. And you know in your heart that you are meant to speak out, walk in your truth. You need to set boundaries, stand up for yourself. And maybe you feel a little insecure about it. Maybe you're unsure. Some people's energy can come off really strong and intimidating, and trying to figure out how to handle that, because you know that you don't want to compromise, and you know who you are, and you love and respect yourself, and you have to make a decision. You know, what are you going to do? Are you going to confront it? Are you going to be passive, maybe not say anything, but you know that by being passive, it's going to get worse. Maybe it has got worse because you haven't said anything, and you feel like you're right on the edge, like you're getting frustrated, or you feel like you're ready to blow up. I completely understand, and it can be really tough. And then you got the fear of, well, you know, if I lose this job, quit this job, get fired, what will happen? How fast will I be able to get a new job? How fast will I be able to get a new job? Or, am I going to have to go a time without a job? Am I going to get behind on my bills? Let me tell you something. Bills, money, time, jobs, all an illusion of the system. And you can believe me or not, but I'm telling you that you do not have to let that rule your life. Believe it or not, you have the power to walk out of the door and right into another. Where one door closes, another opens. You do not have to compromise. Spirit is saying that you have the power, you have the freedom to stand up for yourself, no matter what that looks like, even if it means shutting the door, closing the book, starting a new chapter with another job. But you have to put your fear aside. You have to put your fear aside. There were times where I was just basically forced into a situation where I had to leave a job, or they let me go because of certain circumstances. And it felt scary at first, because I had been conditioned to believe that, if you quit and lose your job, you could lose your house, lose your car, and all this shit. And everything worked out. I was able to keep the car. I was able to keep my house, work out a deal with a loan company. I mean, there's so many ways and options. But let me tell you something. If you limit yourself, if you see limitations and think that you can't make a move, that you can't suddenly make a switch, find a new job, then you will live in that limitation and you will be miserable. And I don't know your situation. I don't know what your life looks like. maybe you have kids and they're depending on you. I have a family depending on me. But it has worked out. Spirit has worked it out, and I'm manifesting and created my way to be able to live the life I want, walk in my freedom and truth, and stand up for myself no matter what. Even if it means walking out the door. And the door has opened every time without missing a beat. You know, some things may get behind. Maybe you have to catch up a little bit, you know, like how it plays out. But look, I promise you that you're going to be okay. That you do not have to compromise who you are and being respected. If you love yourself and you respect yourself, you do not have to put up with anybody's bullshit. You don't. And the door will open for you. I'm going to leave you with this. This place I was working, I ran into a guy that I used to not really work with, but I was doing Walmart Spark at the time, and he was somebody that worked at the Walmart, and I'd pick up the groceries and go deliver them. And he told me one time, he said, where one door closes, another opens. And it's so true. And you know, today, at my, which now is former job, I'm still employed, but I'm not working. I work through an agency that gives me assignments at different places. But today we were working on a door. I do maintenance type work. We were working on a door. And when I left that place today, Spirit said, remember when you seen that guy and what he said? And then today you were working on a door. Where one door opens, one door closes, another opens. And I just found comfort in that. Because, you know, at first I was like, kind of in a little bit of disarray. I'm like, you know, and I was doing my best to stay grounded. I'm like, I know everything's going to be okay. But, like, I went into a situation today that I did not expect at all. And it ended with walking out the door. And I know the next door is about to open. So, guys, I just want to encourage you, don't be afraid. And I don't know what your situation looks like. And I'm not telling you to do anything. Like, you know what resonates with you. And you know what truth lies within yourself and in your heart. And you know what you need to do. And if this resonates, this is your confirmation. So, you got this. No fear. No fear.